You think more options will set you free. But what if freedom is the trap? There's an old parable about a traveller who reaches a crossroads. One path leads to the mountains, another to the ocean. A third disappears into the forest. The traveller can take any road he wishes, but he doesn't move. He stands there for days, then weeks, staring at the signs. Because if you take the mountain path, you'll never see the ocean. If you take the ocean path, you'll never feel the cool shade of the forest. And the more you imagine what you'll miss, the harder it becomes to move at all. In the end, the traveller dies at the crossroads, surrounded by possibilities, but without having lived a single one. Psychologists call this the paradox of choice, the idea that more options can actually make us less happy. In 2000, Sheena Iyengar and Mark Lepper ran a famous study. They set up a jam tasting table at a grocery store. Sometimes they offered 6 flavours of jam. Other times, they offered 24. Which table got more people to stop? The one with 24 flavours. More choice looked more appealing. But here's the twist. People who saw the smaller selection were 10 times more likely to buy. Why? Because when we're drowning in options, our brains shut down. We second guess, overthink, and worry about making the wrong choice. Sound familiar? You scroll Netflix for an hour and watch nothing. You swipe through hundreds of dating profiles and never meet anyone. You browse Amazon for days, unable to click buy now. Every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to everything else. Psychologists call this opportunity cost, the loss of what you could have done. In a world with few choices, you barely notice the cost. But in a world where anything is possible, the cost is unbearable. You choose a career and wonder about all the others you didn't choose. You choose a partner and wonder about everyone else you'll never meet. You choose a place to live and think about every city you didn't explore. The weight of what's lost can crush the joy of what's gained. And this isn't just a personal problem. It's shaping our politics, our economy, our mental health. In the past, you'd live in one village, meet a few dozen people, eat the food that grew nearby, and wear the clothes your neighbours made. Now, every decision is global. You can buy mangoes from Peru, boots from Italy, and fall in love with someone who lives 12 time zones away. And instead of liberating us, this buffet of infinite possibility leaves us anxious, restless, and afraid to commit. Mental health data backs this up. Anxiety and depression rates spike in environments with overwhelming choice. Why? Because choice without direction isn't freedom, it's chaos. How many doors are you standing in front of right now? And how many will you never open because you're too busy staring at them all? Philosophers have been warning about this for centuries. Sartre wrote that we are condemned to be free, meaning freedom comes with the crushing burden of responsibility. Zen masters teach that liberation comes not from more options, but from letting go of options. And the Stoics? They knew that if you don't control your desires, they will control you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you seek tranquility, do less." The solution isn't to give up all choice, it's to choose with intention. Limit your options. Decide what matters before the menu arrives. Give yourself fewer paths, and you'll walk them with more certainty. If you're overwhelmed by what to watch, make a list before you open Netflix. If you're swiping endlessly, set a hard cap on profiles. If you're deciding your life path, pick one thing and do it deeply. Because at the end of your life, you won't remember the options you didn't take. You'll remember the doors you walked through and the worlds you found inside. The paradox of choice isn't just about logic, it's about emotion. Every choice carries the weight of what you didn't choose. And when the options are endless, that weight becomes crushing. Barry Schwartz, the psychologist who popularized this idea, made another observation. People tend to fall into two categories: maximizers and satisficers. Maximizers hunt for the best possible option. They compare every variable, research every possibility, and when they finally choose, they wonder if they missed something better. Satisficers are different. They choose something that's good enough, and they move on. The strange thing? Satisficers are almost always happier with their choices. Think about booking a holiday. You could check flights for days, compare dozens of hotels, read hundreds of reviews. By the time you hit confirm, you're mentally exhausted, and part of you is still wondering if there was a better deal out there. That's the hidden tax of freedom. Decision fatigue is real. The more choices you make in a day, no matter how small, the harder it becomes to make good ones. Barack Obama once said he wore only grey or blue suits to remove one more decision from his day. Steve Jobs wore the same black turtleneck for decades. They weren't making a fashion statement. They were conserving their decision-making energy for what mattered most. Supermarkets understand this too. That's why the candy, gum and glossy magazines are right at the checkout. By the time you've navigated the aisles, compared brands, chosen dinner, your mental defences are low. You'll buy almost anything. This constant drain affects bigger decisions too. That's why we procrastinate life-changing choices. We've spent the day burning energy on what to eat, what to wear, which email to answer first. By evening, there's nothing left for the things that truly matter. Nowhere is choice overload more obvious than on dating apps. Hundreds of profiles at your fingertips. Every swipe another possibility. You think this increases your chance of finding the right person, but research shows the opposite. The more profiles you browse, the harder it becomes to commit to anyone. There's always the illusion of someone better, just one more swipe away. And even when you match, the presence of all those other potential matches lingers in your mind, quietly eroding satisfaction. This is the hedonic treadmill at work. The more novelty you consume, the faster you adapt, and the faster the excitement fades. But there's a way out. Constraints, instead of limiting you, can actually unlock your creativity and focus. Dr. Seuss wrote Green Eggs and Ham using just 50 words because of a bet. It forced him to be inventive. The Dogme 95 filmmakers created powerful stories under strict rules. No special effects, no artificial lighting, no elaborate sets. And in daily life, intentionally limiting choices, what you wear, where you eat, how you spend your time, frees mental space for deeper work and richer experiences. Ancient philosophies anticipated this problem long before the supermarket aisle existed. Taoism teaches Wu Wei, effortless action, where the best way forward often appears when you stop forcing decisions. The Stoics practiced voluntary hardship, intentionally removing comfort and abundance to strengthen their resilience. And Zen philosophy reminds us, if you want peace, stop trying to drink the entire ocean. Take one cup and drink deeply. The traveller at the crossroads never moved because he was afraid of missing out on the other paths. What he never realised is that choosing one road doesn't destroy the others. It just makes this one yours. This week, remove one choice from your life. Make it once. Live with it. See what changes. Because freedom isn't found in having every option. It's found in knowing which doors are worth walking through and having the courage to close the rest.